at night or broad daylight, she's bringing the truth into the fight. Shining a light where the shadows creep, for the lost, the stolen, the ones who will weep. She won't turn away, she won't back down, even when the loony clowns come round. Threats don't shake her, lies don't win. She stands for justice, right till the end. Want the truth, want the best, wanna be safe as you chat. Find kids true crime, it's worth your time. She's got your back, she's on the line. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok too, Facebook stream, she'll fight for you. Chase fame, some chase views, but she fights for those with nothing to lose. For the kids who vanish without a trace, she won't stop till she cracks the case. They try to silence, they try to scare, but truth don't break and she's still there, calling out monsters, showing their game. Justice comes when you speak their name. Want the truth, want the best, wanna be safe as you chat. Find kid true crime, it's worth your time. She's got your back, she's on the line. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok too, Facebook stream, she'll fight for you. Need a voice, kids stand strong. She makes the choice for victims gone, for those in need. She's fighting hard, she won't concede. Want the truth, want the best, wanna be safe as you chat. Find kids true crime, it's worth your time. She's got your back, she's on the
Good morning. Hi, Misty. I know you're at work. Work. All right. Misty, I don't know if you remember who VP is. We're going to get into it. And yes, I'm doing it on a throwaway channel. Why? Why must you say? Because I don't want nobody coming over here and they could report my channel. Okay? Because of who I'm talking about, and that's VP. People have been wanting to know my comments on the situation for quite a while, and I've just kept my mouth shut. So we're going to go through these audio calls, and I'm going to say this. I'm not going to be mean to VP. I'm going to give her my opinion, and that doesn't mean that oh God, what's the word? So anyways, here's Frances's channel. Her and Frances, she was rambling and giving him all these voice calls. Obviously, it looks like it was from Instagram, but I feel, and I'm going to tell you this, that she took advantage of this guy. Okay. I'm disappointed in her because she used, in my opinion, the court system to her benefit. I am a true person that has been through domestic abuse and stalking. Okay. And I felt sorry for her in 2021, 2022. And then I started seeing things beginning, I think, of 2023. I'm like, wait a minute. She's just as guilty as him. I'm done. Right? I'm done caring in the sense of helping her, right? Because I seen what was going on. But we're going to listen to these calls. Jesus. All right. So I think she was taking advantage of this guy. VP, you're doing the same thing. Doing the same things over and over and over in your life, and you haven't gotten anywhere. That should tell you that you need to get some help. I mean, look at your room, look at that bed. Abby, don't go for walks. Anybody that knows, I take my Nala and we go to 4 to 5 miles a day on a walk. Okay. So I'm an animal lover. Not saying you're not, but you need to get off your butt. You're going from person's house to person's house, and every person that takes you in, you accuse them of SA or abusing you, and it's all about them when they let you into their home. Okay, it's out there on the internet. So I'm not going to read all this that this guy says because it's just too much. Okay, so the files part 1, lost fight to Purple, cheated on Nick with whoever that is. Okay, what I want to say about Purple is he deserves everything he gets because he knew what he was getting himself into. She came into his dad's home, not Purple's home, his elderly father in a retirement complex, like townhouses, gave VP his room. She has been there 10 months, I think, and she controls that whole house. And it's gross, in my opinion.
Francis, you doxed or fucking you tagged me, and then you said Kelly, and you know that was my mom's fucking name, you fucking faggot. You literally defended me. I don't get you, because like I think there's a really good moral compass in you, and I think you've been hurt.
And I'm sorry about some of the language that she uses. I don't know. I guess it's just wrong. The words that she says is wrong. I don't agree with it. And like I said, I think she took advantage of this guy, Francis, for her own personal gain.
Also, you're a dude, and no offense, nobody listens to dudes, especially on the internet. Well, they like to fixate on women and smear them and turn them into things they're not, which is what happened with me. However, I've established and ascertained I do it at this point. I'm pretty sure people are, they're acting towards me a certain way for a reason, and it's not because I wanted that. I just wanted this shit to not be, it wasn't right. None of it was right. None of any of this is right, even on a smaller scale and not my own fucking situation. That's why I never want to get into this. But for
okay, if I got an opinion, I'm gonna, keep stopping. I do want to say that VP, you followed Nick to California. I don't care what you say, you did. You were with those two men that you were drinking that night, and then you found out he was in California with Zoe and you drove through the night. But that's when he didn't want you no more, and that's when you fell apart. I mean, Nick ain't nobody. Nick ain't nothing. Nick has nothing to offer. Okay. Nick that she got this order protection on. This dude has did his best to stay away from her. California, I don't know what's wrong with that state. He's like over 300 miles from her, right? He just says words on the internet, right? Words on the internet. And California actually gave her this order of protection. There hasn't been any, she hasn't, she didn't get physically harmed. She wasn't threatened. Nothing has happened to her. And the state of California gave her this. She took advantage, and it gets to me, of the system because I am a DV survivor. Okay? Okay? I was stalked. I was beat. My life was trying to be almost taken from me twice. Okay? Where I was in shelters. I had the markings. I had the abuse. I did 5 years of hardcore therapy 3 times a week at the hospital. So she took a big advantage in the court system. And that's my biggest pet peeve here. And they're both guilty of being icky to each other, right? But she used it for her advantage, and that's what angers me. I think she started the case in May. And she kept putting it off, and excuses. Maybe we should go through the court hearings until she figured out the perfect way. Instead of a civil case, she got a DV case, right? And I don't understand how she was able to use her case in Arizona with Nick, right? Because they both had something on each other in Arizona, okay? He had warrants, but it was for not following through with what the court said. It had nothing to do with the violation of a protective order that these two both, that she had on him. But it's in another state. I don't know, so fucked up. I don't know how it happened. I'm sorry. You know how I feel about this. And this stuff is going on right now all over the internet. And I'm just voicing my opinion, and nothing wrong with it. And VP, you just need to grow up. You're 34 years old. You need to put your big girl panties on and get your shit together. And get that attitude under control, because you ain't going to go nowhere. And I think you could go somewhere. Okay? Just saying. Here we go.
For fuck's sake, people are gonna goddamn fucking get in the middle of my abuse and my fucking rights that I had nothing to do with those freaks. Damn, they had no... Yikes. Blackout, fucking Melissa. Like, my dudes. If your life is so great, why are you catching charges? Because you're catching them. And you already caught some, but they're not.
Okay, let me tell you something about Melissa. She showed up at the court hearing. Hers and Nick's, right? Mind you, Nick is doing his by Zoom to begin with. It's a public courtroom. Anybody can show up to the courtroom. Anybody could live stream it. There's nothing you can do about it, VP. And what VP has done with Melissa, she has silenced her. So she could not come into the courtroom. She tried to get, or she got an emergency protective order, so she couldn't be in the courtroom. And I think that's wrong. She's weaponizing the court system. That's what she's done. And VP, you have put all this information out there for us, the public, to review.
About me, but there's more coming. You done goofed. Many of them have done goofed. Even Q, I had nothing to do with this nuke. And like, it sucks because people that are like really scared, they're coming to me. And just for the record, nobody knows, do they? And I won't tell a goddamn soul, and it'll just between me and you. Because I hope by now you noticed that my silence is actually very valuable. And it's a bad sign for the bad people that are provoking things. But also like loyalty. You don't have to be perfect. Francis, you don't even have to like me. If you can respect me and at least not do things like the Kelly thing, I'll always bring that up because that's the one thing that pissed me off, that I was like, Francis, why? You should not. Stop. Don't do that to my mama. Please, for fuck's sake. That is my Achilles tendon. Stop. Don't do that. Or my sister, dude. Don't fuck with my sister. And I shouldn't even tell you that. I want to trust you and know that is my number one Achilles tendon is Abigail and my sister. My mama fuck her sometimes, but also she doesn't deserve that, and I love her. My daddy's been left alone, but my grandma, my sister, the female family members, and my pets. You come after my sister, boy, run. I don't think you will, though. Just saying. That's my Achilles tendon, for real, is my little sister. This is my baby sister, big sister props. And she's been hurt.
Okay, she's rambling on about her family. I know nothing about her family. I'm not going to talk about her family, but I will say I have seen VP talking awful about a girl here on the internet. And what really upset me is that she's got an autistic son. You do not talk about kids. Do not talk about kids at all. She called him the R word, and he's autistic. Now she's having a problem. Allegedly, she says that people are talking about her sister's baby. Also, VP, you're not a parent, and you don't know how that makes a parent feel.
Harassed and scared the most for nothing and all this, like, and she's been the most aware and the most like supportive of me, like, yeah, no, fuck anyone touching her. Someone just called somebody and did a death threat and it shook them, and I'm done. And they're fucking, all I'm saying is that person wasn't about to be noted in what I'm noting in this case with the upcoming situation. And all I'm saying is that maybe the FBI themselves has also contacted me directly with some of these things, and I know that things are going down internally. I don't know about the details for because classified. Okay, my hands are out of the cookie jar once I leave the city, okay? And a lot of this stuff has to be done in physical hand. So if I can help you before I leave, Francis, let me know. I'm filing some stuff tomorrow, and then the case is the 24th, but I'm probably not going to be up here by then. I just have to, I have like...
Here you are using the system again for your own benefits. So allegedly, it sounds like you're getting out of Purple's place. We'll get into that later. And Purple's dad's, sorry. I wonder who she could be filing on now. You need to stop this, vegan. And I say this out of, I don't want to say the kindness of my heart, but the court's going to figure out what you're doing, right? Nobody is harming you. I don't know where this is coming from. Nobody's harming you. You were mad at Nick because Nick didn't want to be with you no more. And you didn't like that Nick was on the internet and the people in his chat were talking about you. He wasn't, but the people in chat were. He can't control. It's free speech. There's nothing you can do. Well, obviously, you got something done with Nick because you got the order, which is crazy to me.
7 motions I'm filing, and they're absolutely with absolute denial. I just, unfortunately, like, you know, I'm not a lawyer, and with family cases like in DV, at the family courts, basically they give you more leniency because civil cases tend to be more fucking financially based, so people have that kind of money to get a lawyer. However, even though it's connected to Nick with the DV stuff that he got the grant against for, it's technically being heard in the civil courts. It's like their standards. So they're basically very bureaucratic, and I've done this for like fucking, I've done this 4 times now. And it's not that I'm being denied it, it's just that it ain't perfect to get it in so that they can submit it to the fucking...
See, I knew what she was doing. She just said it right there. It took her 4 times. It took her 4 times to get it right before she got her order of protection. Now, this is what Francis says here. She sent me 2 hours of this, by the way. 2 hours of her rambling. And I want to say it just again. I'm not here to be mean. I'm reviewing her words. I've been asked my opinion about things, and I've kept my mouth shut because I'm very disappointed.
database. Yeah, Francis. So I would say if you have anyone you need help with, let me know ASAP. Because this shit should have been a Monday. But it should be fine as long as I finish tonight. But just say, let me know as soon as you do. Because if I can help, I want to. And even after this, I still think I can help a little, but I can't promise as much of an impact. Yeah, I know that you didn't go too hard with the one with my mom either. And also, like, I don't think most people really knew who you were referencing. It just doesn't make me feel good that you were even, like, using it. Because it's a taunt to me. It's a threat to me. Because those are my absolute, like, you don't fuck with my people, dude. And I think you know that. I think that's happened to you. So, like, come on, dude. Like, just don't do that to me. And I got your back, bro. I ain't fucking against you. I never was. I always gave you credit because it was valid. But don't fucking be a poop head and make me not. Don't make me fight back. I won't, and I haven't with you. Even though, with honestly, some of these fights, I absolutely would have ruined them.
What do you mean? Don't make me fight back? Because people are expressing how they feel. You can't sit there and silence the internet because you don't like what they're saying about you. You can't do that. People, it's not right. You can't have all the speech you want and nobody else can. Okay. You probably ain't going to like anything I'm saying right now. And I'm sorry, you need to hear this. Okay. I'm way older and you know that. And I have experience, right? Life experience. And I was a true survivor. Okay. I am.
For way less. So I like you, okay? And I'm a friend if you want me to be and you trust me. But, like, I get it if you don't. I get it. And I just want you to know, like, I legitimately am just trying to help at this point because I'm genuine and I'm loyal. And I've seen the difference between corpses and flawed humans that are not necessarily the problem, but they got caught up into things, or they've been scared like you, and maybe they don't have, like, you know, the obsessed stalker base mixed in with some real decent supporters like I do. And also beyond that, I also have silenced the big problems lately. It's not the same fucking place online it was. Did you notice? At least not in my community. So what I'm saying is that, like, yeah, dude, like, I hope it's clear by now that I'm not fake. I'm genuine. I'm a little different than everybody. I'm also kind of like, I don't know, I'm literally tested right brain, left brain 50-50, and that's apparently what, like, one of the most rare, like, test results for that you can get. I don't know. I get it, though, and I've been around, and I can handle it, but I'm also a girl. I'm also very emotionally, like, loyal and compassionate if you are someone who deserves it. I am the coldest, most malicious piece of shit you will never want to fuck with if you provoke me deeply, as many of these people have done and deserved my responses for. And man, did it feel good. Even
Okay,
you know,
okay. Does that tell you what kind of behavior she has? What she's only out to get people that are talking about her. BP, you need to get offline. In my humble opinion, you need to get offline because we ain't nothing, right? We ain't nobodies, right? You got what you wanted. You got your order of protection from Nick. Get on with your life. Get help. You need help. You had all this time, okay, to get help, right? If you were a true victim of abuse, right, you would have been in a shelter. You would have gotten the therapy that you needed, right? They would have helped you. They would have helped you get a career, all sorts of things. And you could have been in your own home, had your own vehicle, but instead you're in a senior citizen's home in one of his rooms, destroying that room.
You know, and the Ganville knew that I may or may not have proof of, at least with Victoria, after I wrecked Ganville and he didn't really even go after my channel. I haven't gotten shit on my channel since I got it back up and monetized in a week and a half. Yeah, no, everybody's silenced because also, like, privacy strikes. But Francis, I don't want to tell you what I got, but I paid a lot of money for these things legally. And my God, I have information and serious business legal power, and then I have other criminal legal powers. Not power, it's more like victim status, where I can draw light to problems with the legal stuff that's in law. But when it comes to, like, business law, dude, you have no idea. Let me know of some channels that you don't like that are really gross.
Okay.
And if I'm involved, like...
Okay, I'm sorry. I know I keep stopping it. Do you guys see what's going on? People that that is going to rewatch this, do you see how she's weaponizing the court system right now? This is not okay. This is gross behavior.
Just saying I can help you with that too, but that's not right now because it's not like I have to have a day to deal with that. I got everything I need. I just got to upload shit. It ain't that time yet, but I want to do it. And man, let me know if there's some channels that are fucking going ham on you. I don't think anyone does though with like recapping and honestly, yeah, for you like it's probably more covert Discord stuff, but if they are connecting to anything connected to mine, I will absolutely do what I can. That's all. Yeah, I know. That was why I was so appreciative and like you had my loyalty is because you literally, that was what you talked about. Same with Victoria is that you guys literally are the most pissed about the absolutely valid things where my family and my baby newborn nephew and my sister are being terrorized. That is not acceptable. Who wants that for anyone? My people, just because it hurt me and my family hates me so much, that's all they can do is target the people I don't have any relationship with. Weird. I would imagine that would assume me like.
Okay, I don't want to talk about her family, and I won't. But I will say I've never seen myself online people attacking her family. I don't know. It could have been elsewhere because I don't keep up like that. But I do check every now and then to see how she's doing, to see if she's better herself.
Tell them that they're just retards and that clearly if they're going after that to get my attention when I don't want to give it to them. I mean, like literally not my sister, not my fucking nephew. That is like, that was why I really liked you and Victoria, because that was disgusting. No one was speaking out on it. I didn't even know you guys and I didn't even have to like Victoria because I didn't like her then. And that was what kind of got us to be cool. Like, and even yesterday, I just saw her in Scribbled even, dude. That is the number one thing anyone with a soul is disgusted by, as they should be. Because that's my baby sister. That's my newborn nephew. Who the fuck? So yeah, I got your back for that, like for real. And I do believe that you're not malicious. It was just kind of like enough to provoke enough that like if I had known you had bad intent otherwise, yeah, I would have fucked you up with something. I don't know what or how, or if it would have been legal, covert. I actually try to stick legal with everything though. Although I don't trust the system, I do believe that as in my case, the system isn't always thoroughly broken, and that's why I did all that I did with Nick, even though there was really disturbing, like demonic levels of interference at the family court. Civil's different, civil's fine, but no, it was really scary, Francis. Okay, and I actually like stopped, and I wasn't able to prep evidence the way I needed to, and you know what? I prayed.
See, this don't make any sense to me, Misty. Listen, she ended up getting this in the family courts when she wasn't even with Nick, the guy that she got the order of protection on. I don't understand how she was able to get order of protection in the family courts with the man that's not with her, that hadn't been with her, right? For a solid year, but 2 years, or I would say 2 years, but the first was on and off, and then a solid year staying away from her. Like 300 miles plus. It made no freaking sense to me. None. California, what's up?
I prayed, and then the morning of, I threw up the whole morning, dude. It was horrible. I was absolutely shook. The judge was like, I was just like, every comment, I was not me. I looked like a fucking coward, and I don't act like that usually because I'm not. But it was just he and the situation, and I just wanted it to be over, and it had been so hard, dude. Okay, like, all I'm saying, though, is, like, yeah, like, I just, like, I have compassion for people, and this is why I never wanted to get into it. None of this should have happened to me ever. We want to bring my baby sister into it. I don't deserve this. I'm not perfect, but nobody I know of, unless you're PDF, would ever deserve something that's horrible. Like, and then the people that don't have anything doing wrong, that, like, have rights to their privacy, you don't go after my baby sister, though, nobody ever will. So, no, I don't think you're malicious. I think you were just being a weirdo, because you are a weirdo. It's okay. I'll admit it. I am too, by the way. People just don't like, the benefit I have as a weirdo that you don't is that you look like a weirdo because you're a dude with a beard, and like you talk like a weirdo, but like that's fine, by the way. I think you're really smart, by the way. I get dismissed when I'm very much ahead of the game, and right often, and then I also get like not listened to for nothing because people can't keep up, and then I'm told that I don't communicate later, and then I'm shit on for it or like fucked with for it. Like, it's like actually like I get it. So also like I'm the type that missed a lot of school for medical shit, and I always had such good grades. They wouldn't give me any fucking goddamn programs of like, you know, leverage where I would get help more with a grade situation. No, it's always been hard for me, and it's always been like, I work for shit. I ain't the smartest in the room, but I get you. I think you're smart. I think you got shit to offer. I don't think you're a piece of shit. I think that you understand some of why I'm so pissed about some of this. So I want you to know I got your back, and I don't think you're going to ever go deeper than what you did, but please never even go that deep. Out of respect, I'm asking you that. I'm not threatening you, because
I think, like I said, she took advantage of this Francis guy. So he says here, she sent me 2 hours of this, by the way, in one night. She also said the N word like 10 times That's why I had to release it in 4 parts.
That's I have respect for you. But just like show me that, because my mama don't fuck with that dude. Ashley smeared her too bad. Ashley also threatened my little sister, and then someone who's going to be very sorry that they recently decided to make themselves a targeting force for my little baby sister. They were gonna get ignored, but they done goofed. Idiot. Yikes. Imagine that. So yeah, it's funny because yeah, people they like to provoke me for obviously engagement.
Okay, let me explain Ashley, Astro Mom, who she's talking about. Astro Mom is a girl that took her in, not once, but twice. She's the one that called her autistic son the R word, which makes me very angry, by the way. But what she ended up doing the second time, she didn't like that. Okay, I don't know how to say this. Anyway, she ended up getting her kicked out of her home. Do you see what she does? She don't like what you say about her, and to try to silence you, she had her and her family evicted from their home.
By telling me that I don't have anyone who loves me and then attacking the people I love the most because they know that's the only way. So they're just delusional. But no, dude, you're cool. I got your back. If I can help, let me know. And please just don't even do that. Those are my people, man. Let it go. Don't spread it, man. All right, please. I don't want that for you. I know it wasn't meant to be super malicious or deep, but please no, not with them. All right, I don't care if you call me a fat ass or call me a fucking babbly bitch or I don't know, whatever. Maybe I screech too much. Whatever that's actually true, even though it's not fair, I'll take it. Anything that's fair, okay? But not my people that don't deserve it. That's literally don't even fucking come up with a little element of them, and I'll probably lose my mind. So that's about it. I got your back though, and I think you're cool. And I honestly, I'm serious. If you want to talk and do some panels, I think you're interesting, and people should hear you. So okay, well, luckily for you, I like you, and I think you're better than what I would have if I had seen anyone else assumedly get to that point with my fucking mother in their mouth. Yeah, they'd be fucked with. Trust that, and they wouldn't like it. And just for the record, I'm not threatening you, and I'm being real with you because of the fact that I actually wouldn't feel like I need to do this with you, just for the record. I'm not threatening at all, and there's no undertone with anything, just for the record. But unfortunately, I've had to kind of be forced into kind of taking care of shit whether I wanted to or not lately, and I'm glad I could with some of it, but I didn't ever I could have just been fine not having these things happen to me and still just not fucking liking you know what I mean? I didn't have to be involved in the internet. I could have stayed out of it if it would just have never happened to me. And I would have still disliked it, and it would have been helped with in this community. What I've done, and I'm trying to do now, is I've gotten my own direct piece, although there's more involved. It's not hell like it was. But yeah, dude, I can't always tell when you're joking or not, and I'm always going to be playful back because I actually really like you, and I think you're just a weirdo, just to be a weirdo, and I think it's kind of funny sometimes. But I don't know, man. If I can help with anything, even just talking about shit that you think needs to be talked about, that I agree with it, I can support enough on my own platform. I got you, dude. I mean, just don't talk about anything that I don't think you would not talk about, super disgusting shit, that nobody wants to, hear, PDF shit. That's not allowed, obvi. And, I don't want to hear about, abuse towards other people unless there's, a justification for it that you need to expose. That even I kind of want to verge away from. But, seriously, though, if you have stuff that you want to talk about that you think people need to hear, and I can frame it or at least, give some sort of validity to at least, giving you a space to talk, not where someone's going to use it to cut you off to get to me. All right, I wanted to hear you that night. Astro's pathetic ass came through the way she did, but that was exactly why she showed herself. She's pathetic. You were interesting and you were the focus, and yet she couldn't even understand that I didn't have not shit to want to do with her, and she had to extract it and take your right away to speak. And I think people are kind of like that with you anyways. But only request is that my brain's fried. I'm doing a lot of legal work, and I can't work, and I'm stressed because people are shitting on me with resources I don't have, in situations I didn't ask for, and I would have just literally killed myself for if I hadn't gotten this far. But now that I've basically fixed a lot, especially for people that have had to deal with way less.
See, she needs help because she's talking about self-harm. Did you hear that? Well, no, I'm not going to back it up. I don't know why. Anybody that has helped her, she has made some really ugly claims. Okay, I wasn't there, right? But a lot of stuff unfolded in front of our eyes. And this is my take on it. And I'm going to repeat myself. VP, I told you long time ago in 2020, there was red flags with Nick and you, right? I think you need help. And I bet you would do great things. Streaming is not going to fix your life, right? It's only going to make it worse, and this ain't no career. If you got a degree in working in a I can't remember what it was, pet clinic, get back into that. Okay, go places.
Claiming that they want to help me after I've actually accomplished a lot and literally had criminal acts of domestic violence and then worse, especially initiating straight from Nick's abuse. Someone I loved and hates me is just bad enough. But then when you get to the internet, let's not talk about the viral and the sadism that's exploded since I went viral because of the abuse and the bad or worse situations I was constantly picked to choose from and the vulnerability.
That's another thing. You got to quit blaming people for your use of chemicals. You need to get off that stuff, whatever it may be on, even if it's just weed. You know what, people? I've never seen so many homeless people in my life being able to get drugs like that. I just, where are they getting the money? I don't understand it. But this is my opinion. You probably are really going to hate me, but it's constructive criticism. That's all it is. And I'm reviewing your words. And there's nothing illegal about it at all.
I was in alone in my car where I was streaming constantly. That would have never been a formula if I hadn't have been in the shoes I was in from abuse. So like no one had compassion then, right? It just, I don't know, man. I think a lot of the sadism from the idiots that were noobs that were falling for the smears, I think they've started, like, again, Victoria, or like even Eric AF. And just for the record, if you don't want to be friends publicly too, let me know. I'm actually pretty cool with a lot of people who don't really say the nicest things to me live because it kind of protects them, and I get that. But I'm just saying, like, this is actually me just being real. Also, final request. Do you think you could do me the slightest favor, given the context of my brain fried situation where I'm constantly doing the mental work of like literally 5 people? I'm not kidding. And also I'm being asked to like relocate without my mom's like, for instance, I got punched the other day because someone wouldn't reduce their temper enough for no reason to listen to me. If they would have.
Okay. If this truly happened to you, okay, I don't want to say if it did or didn't. Wouldn't you be out of there right now if somebody harmed you in that home? I know I would have. Not saying it didn't happen.
They would have shut the fuck up and realized they were the problem, not me. But I got punched for making sure that while I was being verbally abused, that I was also still saying what was being denied, my voice. Yeah, no, I was just the most benign, non-emotional, like, I'm not even gonna get into it. I'm just saying, dear, I don't react with way more pressure to a lot of things that people trying to tell me that they don't have good things in life, have a lot of good things in life, and then they demonize me for being better at handling things than they are because I'm forced to and I have no resources, and then I'm fucking treated like shit or denied like any real clarity on people that are claiming to be my like out for certain things. Like my mom, I need that to get out of here. And also like it's just really weird that like the guy that only
Patty Sturgis. Hello, beautiful. How are you? My girls are in the house. Yes, I'm on this throwaway channel because I'm afraid that that VP would try to strike me. And I think it's wrong for her to be doing something like that because I'm reviewing her words, but I'm afraid she might do that. So there's that. And I'm giving her constructive criticism. I am not picking on her by any means. I'm just putting that out there, right? And hopefully she listens to what I say. I don't mean listen. I'm not degrading her. I think she can do good things in her life. I really do. But her focus was on getting fraud, in my opinion. Orders of protection, and it's gross. I don't know what's going on with California.
really ever suffered like 2 fucking knocks at the door from the fucking goddamn cops. Like, man, dude, I literally was hacked. I was also stalked at a hearing. I had nightmares for 2 years. I was also in love and abused. But yeah, totally. And I did something that like you couldn't even imagine was possible. But yeah, sure, just throw me out before I'm able to have a break because I'm not human. But yeah, my point is though that like I'm stressed, I'm being treated really unfairly. I'm not talking about it publicly because I still think these people are better than they're acting. And I also understand the stress that's been by design placed on everybody. I don't think I deserve it. I know I'm better than people are treating me. And it's not like a competition thing. It's actually just a confidence thing. And the mistake that this community had with me is not realizing that I was mentally fully developed and just out of the state of my life where I wasn't sure about myself. But that's the reason I got involved with, you know, who was because I was ready for a future with a partner. And that's what I wanted, a partner. And I have to have my base needs established in stability without needing help first for that. And that was where I was at. And instead of just like being a shitty human that made me feel horrible, he had to do all this and take all that. And now instead of me just like being dumb and silly and just like being like, oh, well, that one didn't work out. No, I'm literally like, I'm not me. Nothing I have is me. I'm not being spoken to. Like I've literally accomplished the things in my life that I have. Well, guess what though? I may have looked younger, but I actually was old. And I'd been through hell. And the internet doesn't understand that. So they just thought I was really dumb and naive. And the reality is, no, I didn't know what the fuck.
Okay. You don't have to prove yourself to the internet. The internet, this is sad. The internet, you act like it's your life. Like you act like you got to prove something to people. No, you don't. I think you need to move on, okay, from everything. And you need to get your shit together. Okay.
I was going to do with this situation if I didn't win. I'll tell you, I didn't know if I could win, but I've had other struggles in my life where people don't believe in me, and I've never been able to be forced like I am now to depend on people on any level since leaving my mother's. That was why I moved out at 18. I had to, because she's just nobody that says they care and they're constantly in control of your resources. It doesn't end well. It's best to have your own shit. And I always did. I had A, B, C, and D, and he made sure to have his army afterwards of doing all he did initially, continuing, and no remorse. And the only thing he was good at was absolutely nothing of his own credibility. It was my name being absolutely destroyed. I would not want to live if I were him, but it wouldn't be because I was like the failure, because he's the failure. Like, bro, you're literally so pathetic that no one cares about you unless you're hurting someone, especially me who loved you. Yikes. Okay, and then on top of it, you're a retard and you never shut the fuck up. Do you think that this is like not like real, the law, and like you're just God or something? Like, yikes. Also, like, feds, dude, you've been contacted now motherfucking 3 times, and they contacted me and knew where he was, and I did not. And I'm not saying more than that, and I don't want to know more than that. And I don't think I'm a target. I know there's some shit with him going on. I just don't know the depths of it at all. I have theories though. But my point is though that like, yeah, I got your back. I like you. I respect you. I like weirdos. I like people with a brain. Just if you can also like shorten. Like, I also like people who are compassionate when it's hard. And honestly, like, that's what I'm kind of saying. Like, I'm really pressured right now by the people that only are the ones that can help me get out of a situation I have no control of, because I was abused and literally with crime proven against me and stated by these people is why they want to help me seen. You know, when do I get to be human enough to just breathe in my brain? I should be celebrating this. Turds never had a reason to be involved. I wish I could just let this go. My intuition's been right, though, if I let this go. I'm connecting a lot of really bad names, Francis, because they all got involved.
You cannot tell me that this girl doesn't have bipolar. That is untreated. And the reason why I say that, and I'm not afraid to say it, I got bipolar, but mine is under control. Okay, with medication. I know when I have my highs, right? I do know. But this is crazy. This is insane. I know. I don't know what's going on with. I don't know why your names are different. Ain't that weird? That is so strange.
One's problems of other people that I care about, fucking with my family and my income that I had a great plan for, and I just gotten confidence in having stable. After I had just gone through all my medical shit and regular jobs didn't work, I found jobs that worked. And honestly, like, even online, when did I do anything wrong? And like you said, it's interesting. They hide behind this whole fist in the air of free speech, but the reality is...
Okay. This is an opinion here. There is nothing for you out there in California. Okay? Nothing for you in Arizona. Nothing holding you back. You say you care so much about your family. They're your everything. Go back to your family. Just a thought. Go back to your family that you love so much, that can help you, that can be there for you to help you through whatever you got going on in your head. I don't know. Just a thought.
Isn't that free speech to have a fair playing field to speak and debate? And when it arguing, which is just an opinion against an opinion, or an opinion against a real statistic, debates are statistic. You grow out of one concept and another into another by kind of like breaking down the good of one concept. That's what a debate is. No, these faggots debate. They don't have proof that they want to show me, but they sure as fucking convince a lot of people that my proof is fake. It's wild. They're insane. It's weird. But if you can just kind of like shorten everything because of all the pressure I'm under right now, like, I know you're goofy, and I know actually you can tag me. Just tag me whatever you feel like it, I guess. Just be nice. That's fine. I think that's kind of funny, but I'll literally be in the middle of something I can't focus and my phone will blow up and I'm like, motherfucking Francis, shut up. Or I'll just start laughing. So like, yeah, that's fine, do you? But like, also I probably won't respond. But yeah, no, when it comes to like in anything like this, or if you have a situation that I can help with and you want to tell me details for it, kind of spark note it for me right now. I'm literally doing the mental shit and I'm actually being treated like shit. Like, not because I think people are bad, actually, just because we're all stressed. But I just have no resources, and it's by design that people are kind of not really treating me like a person right now. So I'm stressed and I can absorb so.
Nobody has done this. You've done it to yourself. You have put yourself where you are in your life. You need to take accountability for your actions. I have been there myself in my early 20s. Okay. All right. But I do want to say I treated her a while back like she was one of my own, because I have children that were her age. And I would try to give her good advice. I would try. But even my children and me, we had all our own homes. We owned our own vehicles, everything in our 20s. She's 34 years old. What's the holdback? It's not the internet. You've only been on the internet, what, 5 years?
I'm just trying to say that my brain is like, I'm emotionally still barely healing. I have barely had a chance to get to that point, and I really haven't, because I haven't even had a few days to myself that I can just not think about things that I shouldn't have to think about that aren't my fucking mess to pick up. I was okay doing it. I should have ever known it never should have gone beyond me and my ex. And I wish that as a human it had never happened. I don't deserve that. I don't think anyone does. Never been treated like that before. But like when it comes to like anything, if you need to hit me up for an emergency in the next few days, I probably won't respond. Do you still have my number? I'll give it to you again. But like I'll give it to you again. But like yeah, be good. Don't be a super weirdo right now unless like I can't respond to that. But if there's something I really want to help, if I can, that I can, spark note it. Don't just act like I assume, or just don't assume that I know it all, because I'm gonna be real Francis. When you talk about some of the shit, when all these people that there's all this drama about online, people are talking about them. I'm like, wait, who is that? Dude, I can't watch IRL. I never was into IRL. The few seconds I started to watch it before I was ever in it, I was still with Victor Alaska, that era. I know that I was just a side character and actually worked my regular job, which was my business. But I was still adjacent to it. However, though, like, damn, dude, like, I don't know, man. It was only, like, afterwards that, like, I just really started to see how, like, some of this went down. But yeah, like the actual facts are, I hate this shit. I'm not interested in it. And I don't even I would never like Dramaverse. It's stupid and petty. And only people that have nothing to be grateful in their lives for that they should be are the ones inviting that shit into I don't find that entertaining. It's actually really just like literally annoying background noise to me. So I hate Dramaverse. I do like Victoria. I think she's fair. I think she's a gossip channel that's not a smear campaign. I know you have your issues with her. Don't yell at me for any of that. That's just my opinion. Let me have it. But I only enjoy Victoria because I don't even look at the chat sometimes, but also there's other chats I have to survey for evidence because some of the worst think that they're safe in there and they don't know I watch.
Oh my God. Did you guys just hear that? She is sitting there watching chats. Who does that remind you of, people? Who is doing who's doing that stalking thing? Do you see what she's doing here? She's doing the same thing Lauren's been doing. That's sad. That's really sad.
But yeah, no, in general, like, let me know if I can help with anything urgent right now. If you want to work on any projects when all this is a little bit more calm, let me know. If you ever want to do a panel, this is not the week for that. But if you do in the future, absolutely open. I empathize with a lot of the shit that you've had to be targeted for, although I do think that despite my own similar targeting, I'm also like seen and like I'm known differently. And also I've had eyes, again, that was with attention from abuse I never wanted. But that said, when the normal people with souls have started to see me as more than an angle and a smear, which they have, trust that is in droves. It like hit me not too long ago because I did start to realize I was being treated very respectfully by people, and I realized there was a difference. Jake Silver's from the outside too. He's a bad guy with money who came into a small group of weaker funded statists. What I did when I went viral, in my opinion, is I just brought eyes to a community that would have otherwise been niche as it was, to the public that A, was by intent seeing me in a specific light. So they didn't know anything, and they got caught up with shit like Victoria.
Okay, people don't know she's an IRL streamer, right? Or was kind of, and she got embarrassed with a certain group of IRL streamers. And what she means when she went viral because she was living in her car with her dog Abby, which I love animals, and she was doing DoorDash or Uber, whatever it is, and Abby had it looked like worms coming out of her butt, and she was it was all over the bags coming out of her butt. That she hit a person when she streams, because when she was streaming, she would look at the chat more than the road. And Law and Crime did a segment on her. That's what she means by viral. And it wasn't in a good light for her.
You know, and she's accounted for that, and I respect that a lot. And then like even Eric AF, dude, he ain't crossing the lines he did in the.
Okay, let me tell you something. When I only had like Uber at my house twice, but after I seen a regular person, because she would work and she would have her stream on the whole time, but everything I seen, the smoking weed, smoking the cigarettes, and keeping food, okay, saying something about the order, and when it got to the dog thing, the dog like worm stuff or whatever coming out of the butt, I'm like, nope, never again. I don't care. I'll get off my lazy ass and I'm going to go to the store and get my own shit. Never will I do Uber or DoorDash ever after watching this shit.
The past, but I'm letting him run his mouth about me because that is free speech. However, we have had conversations behind the scenes. I actually like him, and he's basically like my age and from my area growing up. Like we would have been in the same shit, like hanging out. Like we would have been at Peabody's or something, like going to a fucking post-hardcore show. And you know what? Because I don't fuck most of my dude friends, almost any of them I don't. I've grown up with a lot of dude friends. I wouldn't make it fucking weird. We just like fucking have fun at a show. So like, I'm just saying these are the normies that came in with a smeared, like intended image of me that over time are realizing that's not the case at all, really. If it is. And they're getting why I was in the reactive states I was in. Whereas on the flip side, though, you also bring in the big bad guys, like the real bad ones, the hackers and the stalkers that we didn't have a lot of, or the wine mommies with funding and corruption ties that otherwise, that's Carterverse that got involved because they also saw that the viral looks to me got them attention if they provoked me. It's disgusting. It's pathetic. All to me it says is that I never wanted this, and these people that are apparently so mad I have it, like, I don't know why they hate themselves so much. Like, Controlla has a child. I wish that was what I was hoping for with Nick. I want a fucking family. I'm a fucking housewife now in my head at this point. Like, I grew up out of that, like, wild girl stage in my, like, late 20s. As what I got. I mean, chicken was my college era fun. Hold on, I'll be right back. Hold on. But, yeah, anyways, my point is, I want to help if I can, so let me know. Also, keep everything short, and then in the future, if you want to have a topic, we can structure out with a little bit of a strategy, and then I won't let anybody on unless we agree upon it. I'm not going to have panels where anyone can come on if I do that. I want to have constructive stuff, but... yeah, I don't have a problem at all with you.
This is what I want to say about BP too. She needs to quit doing. She's 34 years old, and she's still putting on bikinis and twerking and doing all this other weird shit online. No wonder why people will look at her that way. That continued type of immature behavior at her age. Just saying.
In fact, I actually really appreciate you, Francis. I think you're a real one, and that's not really easy to say that I believe in this community very often. I think you've also seen some of the things I see. Also, you have eyes on things that you know are not right, that I know aren't right, but you know more about than I do, which is what I said. The things you told me and like kind of translated to me about Nick and some of the shit that one podcast we had, I'm not saying I always want to talk about it. I never want to talk about him really, but like I'm just saying like that perspective really woke me up, and I think that people like with that mentality are really valuable in this community, and my ability to kind of broadcast that with people that are already stalking me and watching me with, you know, good intent but are silent. They want to hear the shit and they're not otherwise going to do it, and I don't have to talk. Someone else can be talking. I'm just saying I'm here for that if you're down. So like I do have respect, and I think your voice is valuable here. And I also think that my power in the community, my flex with the legal stuff, unfortunately, that I had to do, and then other things like just the viral eyes, I have.
Did you hear that? My flex in the legal. she's using the court system as a weapon.
Not out that I wanted and not anything that's helpful to me, like emotionally.
Can I tell you about these people that she's talking about? From what I see, and I don't watch it all the time because these IRL streamers, they're very, very toxic, right? They're not bothering her. They are not bothering her. She's going to them. People leaving comments, people do leave gross comments, right? But that's when you start blocking. That, you know what? No, God, I'm just going to carry on.
But like when I have to fight.
Okay, I want to show you guys this. Okay, what does he say here? Dun, 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 dun. Oh shit. Oh, come on. Oh my God, what's going on here? Oh shit. Okay, we're gonna go to part 2.
But yeah, no, anyways, I'm done with all.
I do want to show you guys this. So they're going back and forth in DMs. This is the type of stuff here. He says right here, where is it? They're reporting his channel. And she has a group of people that does that. That's sad. All right. Okay, we're going to do part 2, and then I'll probably be done because there's like 4 parts, but I want to go and it's going to be warmer out today, so me and Nola are going to go for our walk in the woods.
That I wanted and not anything that's helpful to me, like emotionally. But like when I have to fight back right now, yeah, I'm a little bit of a force right now. And I'm not saying I knew that was going to happen. It just kind of developed that way. So yeah, I can help if you want me to. Okay, so for starters, Francis, if you identify and you have concerns with how your father literally treated women, you're not the problem, okay? However, though, I'm not naming names, but I have a real good example of someone who is still not very good at awareness. They're clearly resentful of their upbringing of a male figure that was the problem, but their worst moments embody that. And I mean, honestly, my mom's my fucking trauma, okay? And maybe when I get real nasty, I'm similar to her, but you know what? I'll still say the difference with my mom and I don't know, my mom is, I don't even want to get into all that. I'm just saying, if you can identify it and you're a little bit upset about it or very disgusted by it and avoiding being like that, do you really think you're the problem? That's a compliment. Think about that. That's a logic thing, okay? I'm just saying, think that through for a second. And as for the situation with that thing I just liked, I don't want to talk about it really much because it's just, I don't hold it against them because, like, honestly, like, the pressure we've all been under, it's by design meant to push people into either fear or hatred that I'm present, whether it's my fault or not. That's, again, under the thematic base of domestic violence, coercive control, isolating all resources, smearing an image into no supporting base that you otherwise would have had as a victim. They basically want you to have no stability or base, and that's literally, although, again, digitally distributed now by others.
He didn't do that. This is all, in my opinion, in her head. She, for 2 years, stalked him, in my opinion. Okay, Nick is nothing. Nick is nothing. He has nothing to offer people. He, this is my opinion. And he started, when he got angry, he was saying bad shit about kids. So he's a piece of shit. Which is the guy that she got an order of protection of that lives over 300 miles away. And she was not abused, in my opinion.
Still, even even whatever way it was, whether it was the hacks or the income or the GoFundMe stalking or my family getting harassed, to the point that they're like, even though they'd followed and they knew I wasn't crazy, often told me I wasn't. In the scariest moments, I'm left alone, man. And listen, I don't know if you know me and my music, but I'm a Parker Cannon girl, and Parker Cannon saved my life. Okay, no, for real, like, jump the gun, like, okay, well, for starters, that last fucking album is so weird to me. Like, it came out, like, the fucking month that I went homeless, okay? And, like, I've listened to that band since I was in Ohio. It literally helped me get out of Ohio, and it got me through my 20s in my home that was taken from me. So all I'm gonna say is that, like, jump the gun, let's see. So if you're done, then get out. Leave me on my own. We'll figure it out, or I'll figure it out. So basically, that's my life motto, and that was the one thing that didn't remind me of, like, Nick and Chicken and, like, all the evil people online last year with the album. But mine is that's what that album was, like, literally to it. Oh my god, even, like, fucking, like, Watch You Go. I let the outside voices lead me the wrong way. There's no success without. I don't want to even get cheesy and bitch like with you because I'm a girl. But also, though, I'm just saying, like, yeah, no, I will literally just fucking walk off. I don't burden people. I get my shit handled. And at that point I was at, that pisses me off the most. I had been to a point where there were so many things to fall back on. Had one or two been fucked with, or just accidentally messed up. I would have been fine. That was the point. But no, with no cause of any justification that was legal or fair or human, somehow people literally became profiting for some reason off of it or another. Either clout, you know, validity when maybe they needed a group to feel good in. I mean, pathetic stuff. Bitches that I rejected. You know what I noticed, Francis? You know I don't always respond right away, Avi. I have a life. Also, like, I'm not telling everyone online what they think. The skies are blue, bro. Like, when I tell people that I'm doing other things in my head that I am, I don't know why they fight me so hard, because I'm actually not sure what
Okay, if anybody wants to answer me right now or on the replay, whatever it may be, what do you think this rambling is normal? Think about this, people.
Anyway, my point. My point is that people, I get it, but I think there's a little bit of a dissociation with humanity with me, because I don't think even I can really quantify that all that happened just did. And yeah, a lot of what's happening is hard, and I've been forced to kind of take accountability and change. And in my 20s, I moved out when I was 18, and then my mom and I were good. And you know what? I had to sacrifice for that. I don't know if you can see how much Abigail means to me, and I've had a lot of pets, and I love them all of them, every bit. They are all special, but Abigail and my horse, they're kind of two of my soul pets that I've had. And there's another one, my grandma's cow, when I was a baby and kid. But I'm just saying, my horse, due to me absolutely cutting ties with anything abusive with my mother due to control with money, because I didn't want to have that relationship with her, so I took care of it. I moved the fuck out. I danced. I was a general manager. I went to college, and then I went to Warped Tour. Oh my god, I literally not go to sleep. I took a lot of Adderall, but I still passed all my courses. It was just fucking, you know, bare minimum bones and acronym. But I'm just saying, like, did anyone I know want to tell me that I'm the problem while they're sitting on their ass? When did you guys accomplish that? And I'm not saying it's that much, but actually that's my point. Why are they so mad that even control it with a fake fucking degree shit? Like, girl, you ain't been through shit. You're sitting on your dad's fucking chair, and while my family has helped me, I don't think I've stayed with them.
Okay, let me tell you something about Controlla. I've known Controlla since, okay, let's see, 2018 or 2017. I don't know. Kanika Jenkins days. And let me tell you something. I remember when her husband died. And what I want to say about Controlla, because a lot of people hate her, but I've known her a long time. I have watched her grow and become... Okay, she quit using, right? She went to school. She's got a career, right? Yes, her dad has been there to help her. She's lucky, very lucky that she has her dad that has helped her. But you know what? She's gotten somewhere, and quit talking about people's kids. I hate that.
Well, she could literally be out on her own by now with all the shit she's just denied, like being grateful for, like her kid that wanders around.
Quit talking about her kid. I don't like that. You could be on your own. If you made better choices in your life, you would be in your own home, your mental stuff going on. You could be healed from whatever trauma from your childhood. All this could have been done. You could have had your car, a regular career. Just saying.
In the background while she's stalking me for no reason, even though nobody cares she breathes unless she's literally just stalking me. And even then, it's the worst of the worst, because they're the people I ban that have nobody else. They're weird. I don't get it. I don't get it. All I'm saying is that all I'm fucking saying with all that is I'm just saying, you know, like I can weigh things out, and I'm a gray kind of an area shade kind of girl. Also, I don't know if you saw, maybe you'll get a hint if you see my last live. Like watch the last 10 minutes maybe. Unfortunately, no matter what I do right, it's going to get twisted by the people that just hate me to exist because they don't want to live their lives, but they hate that I do. I don't get it. It's weird. They're all weird. I digress. But if you listen to the end of that last fucking live I have posted, like, I left it up. I ain't going to say some shit, but that was not my choice. And I've tried to prevent, like, public fucking twisting of anything that I know, even though it's not my fault. I didn't think someone else wanted to have seen. You just listen to it. Notice my tone not changing and me not engaging in the reactivity of the fucking aggressive tone of no reason. You'll see. It's way worse though sometimes. Also, just there's like a fucking childish element of like, I just hate when people that have like things to be grateful for that won't do better shit on people trying who have less to just have at least the same level of like respect. I don't know, man. I just know men who have cried over things that I've had to literally 400 times more powerfully been told to shut up for and not have an emotion about, when they're allowed to call me horrible things and do and say and act so dismissively about very high IQ things they can't follow that I have to follow, and I apparently do validly. And yes, I fixed it, but no, I don't get a break. I don't get to celebrate that I made it
Okay.
better. Did you? No,
Okay. You don't get a break or celebrate. No, you need to get offline. Well, you know what? I ain't one to tell you what to do, but my opinion, I suggest, is that you get offline, reset yourself, right? Reset. Get yourself some help, right? That's my opinion. Now, let me go into chat real quick. What did you say? She kind of hard to follow. Goes from one story in the middle, goes to another. So she's becoming a good person. Right. Hey, when I first seen her, she's a very sweet girl. She's made a lot of bad choices, right? I'm not going to sit there and be mean. Other people are mean to her, but they're trolls. All they are is avatars. I wish you would realize that. All they are avatars, but you know what? IRL streaming is not a career. It is not a career. It is not something you can fall back on. Yeah. Sick.
Just gave up because it was too hard. I'm just saying, when am I the fucking retard to be spoken to that way? And then also, like, yeah, I've been very grateful and appreciative, but I'm also very, I know who I am, and I know what I can do, and I know what my intents are. At this point in my life, I don't hate myself for things, and you know what? I know that this was a whole spiritual journey, all of this. I don't know how much was involved with this last year, but it felt like there might have been a little bit there. Also federal element. But like ultimately at the end, it was just about me and Nick, and that was all I cared about, and I did get that piece, so that's fine. But the rest was weird, and why? No, but the fucking, you know, the spiritual element with all this, so I'm just, I don't know, man. I think that some of these things were like aligned for a reason, and maybe even if they're horrible, like now there's a way I can help someone in the future with something I've always hated. You know, and I don't think God gives people burdens that if they can't carry them, they wouldn't have to, but I just don't know, man. Maybe it was a test, but my thinking is that, like, I've never wanted to live for myself. And I was, like, literally bedrotting to a point where, dude, I don't, like, that's not me. How did they, after seeing me for so many years, really convince themselves they'd really get me to believe that that was me? And that I was on meth. It wasn't trauma and mental fracture and harassment constantly, and my life being debased.
Why am I muted? God. Sorry, I did it wrong. I did it wrong. That's okay. I only done it once. Okay, did you hear the drug that she said she used? That came out of her mouth. She admitted it. That's a problem. She needs to get off all substances. Everything's my opinion, and this is constructive criticism. Okay. And I'm not going to be mean to her. I'm going to give my opinion, and it could be raw, but there's that.
For nothing, absolutely nothing, in the most direct, sadistic ways. Yeah, no, every morning it was something else. And then people around me helping me were scared of me. And why would I not be losing my mind? Yes, it's meth. All of it's meth. Meth? Meth? Chomo? Meth. Meth. Hey, what's that? Meth. Yeah, anyways, my point is, like, that's all they have. And they didn't want to listen or care that they'd witness the things that caused me to get in that state of mind. But, dude, I don't even talk about it. I was fat as fuck. I've never been over 10 pounds heavier than 145. And oh my God, like, what? And then it just disappeared overnight when I got my brain back. Because I fought for my sister and Purple and his dad. And I've been, my sister, even when it got scary, she follows it all. She just, instead of just like handling it with me because I had to and she knew I was alone otherwise, and I was doing it for her while she was terrified, doing nothing. Not mad at that, but just saying, all these people that are complaining and I have to deal with it and it's horrible and I've been through a lot harder shit. I'm not allowed to cry. I'm like yelled at for it. Trust that. The same people that babble all the time. Oh goddamn! If I have an emotion, I'm annoying. I'm frustrating. But for fuck's sake, when I just had to blindly like ignore babble from no substantial cause to be babbled.
Go get therapy. That ain't anybody else to have to deal with or listen to. You need to grow up. You need to put your big girl pants on, and you need to get yourself some help. You don't need to share everything with the internet, right?
When I'm literally doing the work of 5 people, my brain can't focus anyways, I still don't say anything. But yeah, I'm not the one hitting people, and I'm not the one like literally deliberately provoking things. Yeah, no, shit sucks. It's by design though. And no, my whole literal point is though that I think this was God's lesson to me to live the fuck finally for once in my life for myself, because I was dying. I was in hell. I was not okay in my heart, soul, anything, dude. Nothing was right. Nothing was mine. I don't know who I am even now, but I have some of them. I'm saying, I'm not going to be saying, but like whatever that was stripped of my real, actual reality and my own self-confidence, even though deep down I knew I was able to handle these things and I was valid and being traumatized. All I'm saying with all that is that I'm saying that, like, I think this was like the first time in my life I fought for myself, but it didn't even start out that way. I was bedrotting. I was emotionally getting to the point I think I probably would have been institutionalized severely if I would have let it go much longer, or maybe a decent amount longer, and the worst didn't keep happening. I was just in a, almost like this.
Okay, I as a matter of fact, I'm going to show you guys something. And it's not to embarrass her or anything. They say people with she did this to herself. People with cluttered, hold on, let me find it. Clutter in their home. They have a cluttered mind. You know what I mean, right? Hold on a minute. I got to find it. Show, where is it? Oh, great. No, this ain't it. Oh, I've seen some pictures. Hold on a minute. Give me a minute. Hopefully I find it. I don't know. Ooh, there's an update there. I'll get to that here in a minute. That's 6 days ago. Her pictures, where are they? Okay, give me a minute, please. Okay, this is going to make me mad. Okay, hold on. And it's not to embarrass her. It's showing you. Well, actually, I don't think she cares. I can't find it. Okay, we'll get back to the audio. Oh, well.
Weird loop of at least I didn't have to worry because I was here and I had shelter and stuff, and that was okay. And Abby was with me. So the worst of the worst, I felt safe with. So that's when those are the moments that when if stuff's really hard, but not so hard that I'm dying. Like, does that make sense? Like, it's a constant, like, low level stress or a bunch of low level or a lot of mid low. I'm just saying, like, I've been through periods of my life where I've been low key like that for a week or two. That was a season or two. No, that was 9 seasons. It started when I decided to leave him, and then all of those things happened much worse, and then I could not. Like, I was just eating because it was like, well, why else? Like, what else is my brain gonna do to shut it out?
Okay, this is how she's living. I'm going to show you. And you can't tell me there's some mental health going on right here. This is from her live. This is her bed. Actually, it's not her bed because she's living with a senior citizen on his rental property. His son is her friend. Not really. They met through IRL. But this is his room. This is his bed. This is the mattress now. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that mattress. Look at her pillows. These are her pillows. Come on. You can't tell me there's some mental health issues going on. Okay.
And it was cool, and I didn't give a fuck, and that was weird. It was all surreal, and then, like, all of this was surreal, the whole thing. But it was like my identity. Nothing that was mine that I knew I worked so hard for. Nobody wanted to look at me for who I was, even people who knew me that should have, because they were scared. My sister called me crazy when I got hacked, and I told her because she was the one following it all, and she knew I was right, and she apologized. But I'm just saying, people that are I don't know, for whatever reason in my life, I've had to deal with things that I have to be way stronger than anyone else around me for, and it took me a
Okay. I want proof you were hacked. If I want to know, okay, you say you got hacked. Where's the proof of it? I'm just saying, you don't have to show us the proof, but you keep talking about it, that you were hacked. I want to see the police report. I want to see the investigation of the hacking.
while into my adulthood to even realize, like, as a child, yeah, dude, I just had weird extremes of ups and downs in my life that my siblings don't relate to. Although I was, like, grown up in the structure of a normal middle class, like, work, be kind, do you, and then just, like, kick it when you're able to, and just be good while you can, and, mind your own. That's my fucking normal family. They don't like drama, and I mean, I get involved in drama, but I'm telling you, I really don't ask for it, and I hate it. I've always been someone that attracted people that just want to provoke things. I don't know what that even means, though. I don't know if it's because people think I'm a retard, or if they're jealous for whatever reason that I don't even have to, like, agree with why. Some of these people have way more than me or look better. I don't know. Why are people even jealous to begin with? No, that's why a lot of these fucking Carterverse bitches got together with the incel horrible misogynists on IP2. They literally are bitches like Controlla, Kat Strino, many more that I didn't even realize until later. I just forgot to respond to them because I had real life going on. Bitches, you fat whales. Goddamn, and I was never a fucking ball. At least I had a shape. And they ain't still fucking. I was never as heavy as them, ever. And I still don't know why they were so excited I got a little chunky. Because, yikes, at least I had a body still. I digress. These whores, much worse than me and more pathetic, retarded, and useless at anything, even being bad. The most pathetic women that send nudes that don't even get remembered to be open, such as Manette. And the same ones that, like, literally have never half had to deal with what I'm dealing with, so they don't even have any valid advice. And yeah, because it became trendy, and they, like, were my bestie initially, because I guess that just they felt like they could get something out of it, not because they wanted to be good people. And now they're just really bad, pathetic pick-me's, and it shows, and I'm just like, haha, goddamn, I'm so can't relate, yikes, no wonder you guys hate yourselves. But yeah, no, anyways, I'm done with all this babbling, but, like, no, this was all, like, a lesson to me to, like, at first, I got out of my mental state with the bed rotting era, because my sister was crying and my nephew was fucked with. My grandma's docs came out in Controlla chat, and then Nick started the bean. He asked his viewers to send me audio of her, like, describing.
Okay, there she goes, living in the past. She cannot quit talking about, I don't know how many years ago it was. She had her cat online. Her cat was dying online. and people got to watch it. She didn't take the cat in or anything, allegedly, because she didn't have the money. But see how these IRL streamers get? They put this shit online. It was horrible. I didn't see it though, but it's horrible, some of the things they do.
How she died. I didn't ever allow those. I scammed, obviously, but yeah, he very verbatim, clearly described how she was seizing and like foaming at the mouth, and how her eye. He literally remembered, and he didn't care, and he mocked it as if she didn't like have a reason to not have to go through that, and why it traumatized me so much. He was there pretending to care, and he didn't draw that line until more recently. I'm still not convinced he wasn't possessed, and that this isn't a spiritual level of a few things. But anyways, I'm just saying. I lived for myself finally after people stopped really, even that I had been fighting for, kind of started to give me credit for things I was very valid with and very justified on having respect with, and I'm not getting that right now. So all I'm saying with that, long, short point over, this is a spark note of it all. Not ideal what happened, but also not something I consider typical or a normal state of vibes, but this person that punched me really needs to help themselves, like, fucking control their temper and, like, grow the fuck up. I'll be real, and I've said that, and I will. And I record things so people can look at it later. But I don't post it, or you would see it. So when did I become this person? And I don't blackmail people. I'll tell them I got it. That's it, you know? So there's like, and this is just an example. I'm not going to type anymore. It's too much for me right now. Also, it's almost 10. I got to get off here soon. I'm just actually being like, I really am enjoying conversations that aren't stupid and pointless. And I'm kind of mad because I can't really just finish on things I could talk about for hours. Otherwise, as a person that has rights as a person, I would have babbled about things with you for hours. I got a lot to say. I'm just saying, like, for example, I'm sure you're not a retard. You can figure out there's more than just these examples. But yeah, like, for example, like.
Okay, stuff like this, she's rambling, right? It's a stranger on YouTube. However, I feel she took advantage of this guy. He's, I don't know what they call him, or these type, I don't want to be nice. Incel, I guess. I don't know exactly 100% what that is, but she used him, in my opinion, to her own benefit. Her ramblings like this should be with a counselor, not people on YouTube. For real. For real.
The legal stuff that I want to focus on, I'm not thinking that's something you need to want to focus on either. I'm saying, for example, say there's other creators that are maybe either more knowledgeable than me or experienced and or as passionate and morally aligned, which I think you and I are with some of this, which is what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be about, what I'm saying is it can be anything that you want to talk about that you might have some mid-level understanding of where I'm at with it, and same. Maybe stuff we can just learn from each other that maybe could actually also like help bring awareness to things that maybe people need to see in the community. You know what I'm saying? Is you're connecting dots. I can't, but I have the platform and the respect, even if it doesn't look like that. I actually do. I do. And even though it was hard, and it still is, with people that are supposed to be my only resource to rely on, really making it hard and my stress levels unnecessarily and unfairly worse for nothing other than bad communication and their luxury of life while I have nothing, and people are mad because I'm not the one in control of the resources at this point. I should be. I would be. If I were, like, no delays in communication would be absolutely guaranteed. But since I'm not, like, when do you guys want to not, like, look at me as a problem and directly contact each other? Anything that, when did I have to be the fucking goddamn fucking superwoman? I'm mom, I'm the doctor, I'm God, I guess. But I'm not treated like God. I'm not respected like that. I'm just a machine. Yeah, anyways. So we could talk about anything. I want to really get into the elemental base of the court system with victim stuff, which is actually, like, the most boring, tedious, and actually, no, you know what the most worst part is? Francis, I did, and I don't do this ever. There was a point, like, right before Nick's trial, thank God, because I had to check out for 3 days in my mind and just watch Teen Wolf. And then the morning of, I puked the whole morning, and it was just like a mess. But, that was horrible, and I was freaking the fuck out, and I just prayed. And I said, at this point, I've done more than enough, and I'm just hoping God is there. And somehow he was. My point, though, is the DV stuff isn't the worst part at the base level, but the victim stuff in any type of violence or crime case, the problem that I have is that, like, they are established, born human rights in this country, and they should be anywhere. But, like, I think that the law is kind of like, it's kind of like a general, like, on record establishment of moral and social, like, acceptance of what's right and wrong. Because, like I said earlier, people that might just be flawed and getting in on the wrong thing for the wrong reasons, but not necessarily making them dead yet, they can always have redemption arcs, which is why I kind of try to give even Eric AF and Victoria chances. Seriously, people don't give me those chances, but I know that it's the people that deserve them, get them, and see me for that. I'll get that from them. That's loyalty. That's cool. I give respect, get respect kind of a person, for real. And often I do it too much in the beginning, even when people don't give it to me. But I'm never giving credit for that. But either way, my point is, because my bite is so vicious, I don't even want to.
Okay, I want to show you guys this. Hold on. This is a 34-year-old woman. Yeah, you can do whatever you want, dress however you want, but no one's going to take you seriously. There's the bed. This ain't even her bed. It's the people that are helping her out. This is sad. You can't tell me she don't need help. Okay, carry on.
Want to bring it out unless I have to, you know. But the elemental like victim stuff, DV or not, male or female, but mostly of course DV and female. I'm just saying generally victim stuff. It's well, that's the point of a victim status, right? Unless it's like a physical robbery. Even so, then they could have taken your credit cards and fucking deleted all your money. I'm just saying, like, they do as a victim generally, like, and statistically, I mean, there's talks about this everywhere. All I'm saying that there's no reason that someone like me who absolutely had rights to peace had all the evidence I did in every other city helping me without the one state next to the FBI, who I spoke to also directly and were aware. And one was amazing, the other was weird, and I still don't know what's going on with that. I want to tell you another story, but I know they are not against me. I'll tell you that much. And I know that one guy was genuine, the first one. I just don't know what that weird shit with the next lady was about. Anyways, my point is, I had another contact with that man, and I didn't make the phone call, and it wasn't just him talking to me. And I don't know more than much, honestly, I really don't, but I have conjecture based off things, and no others do know for sure. I'm just saying, like, yeah, no, the FBI is not necessarily friend, but they're not foe. But they were a weird elemental thing that I wonder how much my rights were maybe bypassed for something else involving my ex with. Again, we've talked about some of this. I have no idea beyond that. I really don't. But my point being, though, like, basically every single thing done to me, it was absolutely a violation of my human rights, period. Much less actively as a warranted abuse criminal of mine from Arizona, simply evading. What, he manipulated me? This is the thing I regret, was undoing that order for him last summer, because I don't know, it was just used for such drama with content, which pissed me off because, like, I didn't ask to be homeless, and he claimed that's what he wanted. Also, he intentionally did all that to me. Yeah, dude, I don't want to sleep in my car, and you wanted to sleep on the streets. Go fucking sleep on the streets. Don't weaponize my valid order of protection against you because you're a piece of shit. Also, in Arizona, there were no verbal gags because they don't have that law here or there. Although they did try in other ways to apply to civil laws they had traditionally already established. Not the point, they tried, but it wasn't a state that was prepared litigation-based wise there. Again, like, a lot of this, I think many of us with souls know it's wrong. It's just that, like, what I've studied, this is so fun to me. Like, this is the research part and the constructive part, right? So all I'm saying before I babble about what is really cool to me about all this and what's really sad, because I'm not going to do that to you tonight, but one day. That's the type of thing I'm saying. Like, it doesn't have to be shit about me or you unless we're just, like, we can bring some level of, like, experience, relation, or education on it, whatever that may be, even just in theory, like, if we studied something. I don't know, anything current, recent, urgent, morally ignored or dismissed that we can address as a public awareness, saying that you are going to be smart and probably have things I don't understand or can't.
Okay, what I'm doing right now, it's a good thing I heard that word. I'm doing public awareness. Okay. Also to try to help you in the sense of putting common sense in your head. She won't say I have common sense. She'll just cut me down. I'm not cutting her down. I like vegan. I want to say that. People, she probably won't believe me, but because I see a good person within her. She's just got to grow up. Like I said, put her big girl pants on, get some therapy, and you won't believe all the good stuff that's going to happen once you get help. But until she gets that kind of help, she ain't going to go nowhere. She's going to stay right there. Sadly, she needs to get off the internet, reset, because people that do IRL, you guys know what IRL is, right? These people that go out in public and do stupid shit. She is part of that community, but it got to the point where she didn't leave a room. And so she wasn't actually going out in real life. It just, yeah. All right, let me continue.
connect. But also I'll have other situations where I'm like, we can join forces. Like, can we make something good and like enjoy like fucking being online? We have a right to be there. That's my whole point. That was my entire point. Okay, so two things again, with the violent DV stuff and just rights as a human people on the internet. Right now we have an undefined narrative on who gets to control that online, and a new society with a generation that's not even in legal power yet. Like, that's our age group, mine and younger. Anyone just knowing this is their everything and still mentally underdeveloped enough, even after the housing crash, because that was what I noticed. So the housing crash is interesting too. I graduated right after it, right after it. And I didn't know because I kept different kinds of jobs and hustles. My mind was elsewhere and I was off the internet mostly. So I didn't socialize much on it. I did connect with people like directly, and I did the fucking Snapchat filters, but I didn't do anything where I was just watching other people live their lives online. I had one. We could literally bring up any topic that you're comfortable diving into, and we can also avoid triggering like affiliations if you don't want to address things as like your direct issue because of anything you're passionate about that I can maybe bring to light that I would be interested in. Just good stuff, not bad stuff. Let's make shit, not break it. I mean, otherwise, what's the point of all this? Also, like, I do think that like you are valuable, just period, with your thoughts. You're not like a piece of shit that's just trying to hurt people. You're also a little weirdo, and I think you're funny as fuck, but goddamn. You scare the fuck out of Victoria, and you should probably talk to just be normal with her. She ain't like that, right? She ain't like that. Even with me, I think what it is, it's funny, because with me, like, I think she won't talk to anyone, but she'll... Alright, you can never say this out loud.
Okay, this Victoria girl she's talking to, she is, I don't know how old she is, but she says she's autistic. But she would be there for Nick, and Vegan didn't like that, and she would threaten her, intimidate her, to silence her. And Victoria even said herself that she just wanted it to end until she made peace with Vegan.
We talk quite often, but not as much as I would like to, because honestly, I would like to help her more. And what she does is she does stuff that kind of I do when I'm stressed, but like, that poor thing has no clue how bad this is and why, because she just got into it. I had 4 years of absolute adoration and respect on the internet publicly before my ex, was weaponizing his abuse towards me. That was absolutely not valid.
It has nothing to do with your ex, with how people are treating you. It's for your poor behavior, how you treat people. Okay. And for me, it's how you take advantage of the court system and use that as you use that. And I've been there. I've been stalked. I've been abused, like real abuse. Okay. Real abuse. Not this. Never mind.
She didn't get shit. She got 5 seconds of manipulation from Nick's people, and the second she showed a free thought, woo, do they want to destroy her life? And it ain't fair. And I'm kind of protective of her right now too, actually. But like, yeah, what was I gonna say with that? Anything we can do that's good, not bad. And these people that like don't want a level playing field, like, oh yeah, you want to hear a story? I'm not gonna deep it. If you're a Fed, you'll know, maybe. Okay, so check this. Hold on real quick. I'm gonna tell you one story. I'm not ignoring your messages either. I'm actually just having a good conversation, and sometimes I tangent. BRB, hold on. I got one to tell you. You might be interested. Actually, hey, translate this one for me. Hang on. Okay. I have to ask you this. So. I just read your last. Oh my God, Francis. Okay. You're funny, and I'm not trying to hit on you, and I don't want that right now, and I don't want to really with anyone. Maybe get hip if I'm drunk, because he's hot. But I really don't want anything. I don't think you get me like that. Like, I'm literally the most platonic, like, non-sexual person ever. And then if I love you and you have dick, because I really don't like vagina. I've tried it once. Ugh, why do you like those things? Ugh, fucking pussies are gross. Literally, fuck that. Ew. I like dick. Also, I don't care about dick being the #1 priority. And I ain't like that. I'm literally on a cognitive, mental only level with you right now. I'm down. Like, nothing in between. But if you're fucking joking, also, no, that's funny as fuck. Whatever satire you had with that, or like, I know that wasn't directly just like serious, but it was also funny as fuck. Oh my God, you're funny and you're such a weirdo. Like, I don't think people get you. They don't get me. So like, why would that shock me? No, I enjoy talking to you. I was hoping that we could just do something in the community that was productive instead of reductive, And if there was anything that you ever wanted to try and help spread light on, anything. I mean, I'm not going to babble about the legal stuff anymore. There's a lot of pros and cons to it that I found a lot fun. And I'll tell you right now, the base level of absolute denial of resources to people already by crime and notified. It's the point of the fucking reason people go to court in family DV, because they're literally isolated and they have no resources, and they had rights that were taken from them to have those resources. And yet you don't have enough for a lawyer, and you don't have the education to be one. And yet then if you try, you have to try 5 times and you lose work and you can't pay bills and suddenly you can't do the bare minimum. And that's gross. Because if you don't
No, you used it as a weapon. If you would have gotten your mental health, went to a women's shelter, if you were truly abused, okay? I don't know. I wasn't there. But what I did see online was a lot of emotional shit going on. However, you kept going back and forth with him, and you guys have admitted it from time to time. They were skits or whatever they are to bring in money. But if you would have gotten the help that you needed and through a women's shelter, you would have gotten everything you needed. Okay.
do it technically right, the right stuff won't get to the judge. So that was my point with the DV base part, or the victim elemental basic part in court systems. That's disgusting. It breaks my heart. It's discussed constantly with nothing ever really done. I mean, there's like small leniencies. Like I said, it's way more technical in civil, and DV is a little bit more lenient. But that's even with just all the other courts being easy with me. Even with the corruption here, though, it was still like the little things that weren't technically perfect. They let them go if they had to with me, if I made a scene. But the civil stuff, I don't think it's going to be that easy. So I got to be perfect, and I got to get back to that soon. But my point is, no, for real, that's the gross part. There's another gross part, which was basically that there's all sorts of parts. But the number one thing that was like the contrast is like, oh yeah, the filing part. Oh yeah, when I was going to the filing part made me literally punch myself in the face, Francis. I'm not retarded. But you know what I don't like? Staring at papers, putting 2 of the same types organized back to back exactly in a stack of other papers, and then having to shorten 2 years of absolutely overwhelmingly obsessively never-ending amounts, including to this moment I'm sure I'm missing very critical evidence that I don't and shouldn't have ever had to need. Okay, that never should have happened, period. But here we are, and still why? Absolutely retarded. Also, so much disturbing shit that I have that wasn't taken about turds initially and will be in this hearing. And the other thing I noticed is that the judges really are the ones you want to get shit to, and that was who they try to get me. Like when my shit, like my hack, removed some of my unknown to them other secret special places with very hopeful but very intentional pointed storage.
See, do you hear that? She's weaponizing the court system. It's a bad look, vegan. I don't agree with any of this. Using the court systems like this, using DV that I feel you have not suffered, okay? That's my opinion, and I can have it. Now, let me tell you, she's talking about Melissa Turd, right? Remember I told you guys in the beginning, that is the one that she's silencing. She's the one that she got an emergency order protection of because she showed up at the courtroom to watch the hearing. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with California. Okay, so what happened is, where is it? Oh, no. Where did I see that? Hold on. Not that. Hold on. She keeps changing the court hearing for her. Because she's doing a civil thing with that girl that was coming into the courtroom, which you can do. Anybody can come to a courtroom. Okay, this is what they've been doing. This is what Vegan's been doing. All right. So this actually started so 8/27 she asked to request a continuance of the order. This is what she did to the girl. So she could not show up for the hearing and watch the hearing September whatever. And then she asked for continuance again. Civil harassment order. It was scheduled on 9/5. There we go. It was rescheduled for the 25th of September. Okay. Let's see here. Order for a continuance again. What is this? Sealed orders. Let's see. 10/6. Waiver fees granted. See, she didn't have to pay for any of this. Let's see. When's the next motion for discovery? Motion for a protective order sealed. Okay, what is the update? Unreal. I can't believe this. I can't believe playing little games with the court system like that. California, wow. I don't think this would happen in any other state.
Should nobody knew about. Yeah, no, I had all of it, but yeah, it was weird and scary. Though, like I'm just saying, like, yeah, I know. The fun part though, the fun part is the debating part with legal theory. So like, especially new law, which is like again with the 2008 housing shit. Okay, so I graduated then, I didn't notice, but what I looked up when I was looking at like kind of which states had these cyber type definitive legal boundaries yet established or starting. It doesn't look like okay, they were focusing on it in like early to mid 2000s, but then like the housing bubble crashed, and it looks like, of course, like why wouldn't like legal focus be put onto like economic issues then instead? Obviously, it was a priority, I would imagine, or just all people were interested in. Maybe if it was just that low level, I think it was just a priority too. I mean, the economy fucked up. You know, I didn't notice it. I danced. I was a general manager. I was barely leaving the house. Like, I don't know how many people in my exact generation, like that era of high school, would have really realized what was going on. Because what I think what happened with my specific age group, again, I'm the beginning of social media gen with the barely prepubescent, very core developmental eras. And this is all I know. It's all I translate. And then when the real world had to be truly admitted that it wasn't possible as accessible for us, we were able to mentally redevelop. Whereas anyone Purple's age or older was above that threshold. They're a little mentally stunted in my eyes because this isn't the world they were developing in that they thought was going to be the way it was.
No, you're kidding me. She did not just say that. Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? I'm babbling again, so I'm gonna get off. But I have fun, and I do want to talk to you. We could talk without anything funny, or we could also talk about things that are funny. But like real talk, though, I'm not looking for shit right now, and I'm not trying to like. I'm not trying to make anyone uncomfortable. Minus Get Hep is so hot.
Oh my God. Okay, guys. You know, I'm going to be leaving to go on my walk with Nala. I'm so excited because we haven't got to go out for 3 days because of weather. Is your brain hurting? Well, this is going to be part 1. There's going to be 2 more parts. Because I think she needs somebody to give their opinion. Okay, constructive criticism. I'm not going to be mean to her like a lot of people are, right? She might think I'm being mean, but I'm not. She just needs to move on, take a reset from the internet, get yourself some help. You're 34. Yeah, she does need help. And that's not a bad thing to say that at all. Yay, I know a walk. Oh my God, I'm so excited. All right. And you know what would help you, VP? Okay, you don't got money. Take your dog and go for a walk. It'll be amazing. And don't stream. Just you and your dog go on a trail one-on-one, and it's amazing how you will feel when you're done. Me and Nala go every day that it's nice. We go anywhere from 4 to 5 miles. And let me tell you, it has helped me. It has helped me through the loss of my daughter. You people know that, though. It has really helped me. You guys have helped me through the loss of my daughter. Also, I want to say that. You guys and the walking with my dog. But Nala's always been spoiled. I'm not saying she don't love her dog at all, so don't come at me like that. I think she needs to take her dog, okay, and go for a walk. Go on a trail. Go on a trail and don't live stream it. Not everything needs to be live streamed. Take pictures. That's what I do, don't I, guys? And I show you what me and Nala have done. I love you too. Yes, she does. All right, everybody. I want to thank you for being here, and we will continue this, right? Because there's 2 more, another half hour worth that I want to go through. and vegan, I'm not being mean. So don't even go there.
Boot up the stream, grab your snack and noodle. Here comes the queen, kid and caboodle. Wi-Fi blazing, wig on tilt. More drama than a soap opera quilt. Kid logs on in a sparkly robe, sipping iced tea like she runs the globe. Drops more truth than a psychic at noon, with a cat named Taco and a raccoon named Boom. Kid and caboodle is a hot shit Uber. Wi-Fi warrior, clickbait mover, shaking up the algorithm like a smoothie blender. Watch out, troll, she's a copyright sender. Hot shit YouTuber, talking tea with a pink ring light aura. Yeah. She reviews shampoo and ghost hunts too. Caught Bigfoot slipping in a Gucci shoe. Unboxes snacks, talks haunted dolls, and drops a diss track on bathroom stalls. Kid and caboodle is a hot shit Uber. Hashtag queen, thumbnail smoother, dancing in a studio with a llama on her head. Uploading content even while in bed. Hot shit YouTuber. Even aliens subscribe, that's no rumor. Yeah. She vlogs in Walmart, midnight mission. Caught in aisle 9 with divine precision. Mic in hand, she interviews cheese. Sir, you aware you're lactose free? Goes live while baking glitter pies. Starts a feud with ducks, no lies. Reacts to Karen's, paints her Jeep, and once went viral yelling sheep don't sleep. Kitten caboodle is a hot shit Uber. Ring light blazing, sassy maneuver. Bans a troll while dancing to chair. Then sells merch made from her own hair. Hot shit YouTuber. Even her outro has a blooper. To play Fortnite, hosted a seance on Tuesday night. Got possessed midstream, ate a burrito, still hit upload, respect amigo. Now Netflix calls and brands wanna collab, but Kit just vlogged from her glittery cab. She's not here for clout or fame, she's here to win the YouTube Hunger Games.